Good morning, legends, and from the title of the video, you know, today's a bit of a important one, talking about cancer, the big C. Yeah, so today marks the 4th year anniversary from when I had my optometry, which is obviously to have my testicular cancer removed. So yeah, I just thought I'd come on and make a quick video talking about, you know, cancer awareness, like testicular cancer awareness, especially because how it affected me. But obviously it's a message to everyone. Women, you know, the Copperfield charity does some great work for women. For men, we have Check 'em Lads on Facebook and Testicular Cancer Society UK that you can go and check out as well. Well, I'm just going to have a little chat about what happened to me and how I found out about my cancer and how I dealt with it. Yeah, so like I said, it was 4 years ago now when I had the operation, and between finding the lump and having the operation was about a month. So, you know, it's quite a quick turnaround. And to be honest, there was a 2-week waiting in that for my ultrasound. So, you know, it's a pretty quick turnaround. Yeah, so I remember it was, I used to always check myself regularly. You know, obviously in the description I'll post charities and they'll have videos about how to check yourself properly. But it's just a matter of sort of, you know, in the shower, rolling your testicles between your thumb and finger and just having a feel. And, you know, if you do it regularly, you know as soon as something's different. So I'd always done that for years. And one day, yeah, I was in the shower after a gym session at work, and I just felt a little tiny, like, nick, like a little bump, like a pimple type thing on one of my testicles. And I was like, that's weird, that's not usually there, we'll keep an eye on that. So that's what I did. Over like a week I just kept feeling it, and then after a week I thought, you know, I think that's got bigger, or it feels bigger. But I felt uneasy, it wasn't right and it shouldn't have been there. So I thought, you know, you always hear if it gets caught early, that's the thing. So I just booked to go and see the doctor straight away. So I went into my doctor's surgery and I had a woman examine me. I think a lot of lads, that's what they worry about. They think, oh, I don't want to go get examined by a woman or a bloke, whichever, you know, it's just, oh, it's embarrassing. I don't want to go in there and have someone else see my privates and touch them. But, you know, it's not a big deal. They see this thing all day, every day. They're not bothered. They're not going to remember you. You know what I mean? So you just got to get in there and get it done. So that's what I did. So yeah, we went in, we had the examination, and she said, oh, I don't think it's anything sinister. Might be a cyst, we just don't know. But, you know, it's only small, but we'll send you for like an ultrasound scan at the hospital. But everything's going to be fine, I think. So we went for the ultrasound. It took 2 weeks for that ultrasound, which was the big delay really. And I think we went for the ultrasound on a Sunday morning. Seen the doctor. It's just a procedure. They put gel on the area and go over it, like as you've seen ultrasounds, you know, before. So he did that, and then he was like, did your doctor say anything to you? I said, no. He said, okay, you'll have a phone call from the doctor for an appointment, and that was it. So I left it at that. Yeah, so on the Monday I got a call from the doctors, can you come in tomorrow? We need to speak to you. Went in on the Tuesday, I think it was, and they were like, yeah, we think it's something more sinister than first believed, so you're gonna have to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital on the Wednesday. Had a chat with the guys there, and they were like, yeah, we think it's cancer. We don't know for sure, and you can't tell, but we don't take biopsies in this situation. We remove it. So it was a big shock, you know. You know, you just hear that word, don't you? And you're scared really normally, but I felt really calm, to be honest, and positive about the whole thing from the start. I knew the statistics about, you know, survival rates for the illness, for testicular cancer especially, and just felt, I don't know, confident that I'd caught it early. But, you know, you still have that worry that you haven't, or it might be elsewhere. So, yeah, I had to go then. So that they told me I had to go for a pre-op. So I went in for the pre-op. I think it was on the Thursday at St Helens Hospital, which was it's just checking your weight and height and having a conversation about the operation and stuff. And then the Saturday morning, that was it. I was in for the operation. So, you know, quite a quick turnaround after the diagnosis, really, to the operation. But, you know, that's a brilliant thing. I think the ultrasound waiting 2 weeks was, you know, the only stumbling block in the whole situation. But pretty good, to be honest, isn't it? You know, I had that ultrasound on the Sunday, and the Saturday I was in and I was having the operation. Yeah, so the operation, like I said, was on a Saturday. You don't have to stay in overnight or anything like that. I got dropped off in the morning, picked up in the afternoon. You know, you're very sore afterwards, as you can imagine. And it's not what people think. Like, people think, oh, they cut you just below your stomach. So where your belly button is, if you go down, right or left, whichever, you know, you're having removed, they cut you there and they remove it upwards, because they're obviously taking away all those everything that connects your testicle to your stomach, because that's how it spreads. So yeah, so that's where they go in. A lot of people think, do they go in underneath, do they go in at the side of your scrotum? But no, they come in from the top, so it's just below your stomach to the right. Mine was just like on your pelvis area, like there, and that's where they went in, and that's where they take it. And I mean, even I was surprised when I woke up. I think I was surprised that that's where it had gone from. But yeah, that was that, and it was home for rehab sort of thing. So, you know, it was weeks and weeks, really, of being quite in a bit of pain, just discomfort. You know, it's something where you can't really, you can walk and stuff, obviously straight away, and that's not so bad. But like, it's so uncomfortable to sleep. You can't roll over, you can't turn over. Yeah, you know, your normal bodily things that you need to do are painful and uncomfortable, and it's just not nice, is it? You know what I mean? Especially that area of your body. It's not a nice thing to have done, but you know, it's necessity, and we wanted it out as soon as we could. So yeah, it took a good few weeks to start feeling myself again, physically, like. Yeah, so I think I forgot to say, like, before the operation also you have a CT scan, which is like, you know, you pass through this big polo thing. Yeah, so before the operation, I forgot to mention, you have a CT scan, and then, you know, a month or so after the operation you have another, and then you wait and you get your results. So I'm no good with dates and timings and stuff. I didn't even remember this anniversary. It was my wife who told me. Yeah, so I went in after 6 weeks, I think, or something, and got the results from, obviously, the biopsy that they'd taken. The Underclatter Bridge is a cancer treatment hospital. I had to go into Liverpool, and at the time it was at the Royal. It's no longer at the Royal. They have a Clatterbridge Centre, but it's a huge hospital. It's an amazing facility, really. But at the time I had to go to the Royal in Liverpool. Horrible place. And yeah, but it was good news, you know. Your cancer's gone, you know, you have no cancer, all your blood tests come back cancer free. They call them within regular markers. So they're basically saying your cancer's gone, you're cancer free. The plan of action then was, do you want to do chemo radiotherapy? And we had a conversation about it with the doctor at the time. Yeah, so we had the conversation at the time, and it kind of went along the lines of, they say you can have this chemotherapy, or BEP I think it was called, something like that, I don't know. I didn't really go into it because it's not that I refused it. We had a conversation and he said, you know, you don't have cancer anymore, it's been removed via the operation, and we're going to give you monthly blood tests to check on, you know, your cancer markers. And I said, you know, why would I want to do chemotherapy, wreck my body, feel terrible if I don't have cancer? And he said, well, that's the thing that we're saying to you, don't have it if you don't feel you need it. You know, they call it observation instead. So we went for an observation treatment instead. He said sometimes they offer the chemo to people they think won't check themselves, or obviously the disease has spread and you know, they've got more treatment that they need. But basically he said, I caught mine early, they'd removed it in one operation, and you know, we would just monitor the situation, have monthly blood tests, and I had a CT scan the first 6 months, and then after 12 months, and then after 2 years I think it was, and then now I don't know, I'm up to 4 years now. So it goes, your blood tests go monthly, so it's like the first 5 years. So the first year you have one every month, the second year you have one every 2 months, and then obviously so on. So now I'm on 4 months. Next year, in my 5th year, I'll have one in the middle of the year, and then I'll have a CT scan at the end, like about this time next year probably, and then I should get, fingers crossed, if you know nothing's happened, nothing's come back, I should get signed off. So yeah, you know, I probably say it took me 8 weeks. I mean, I was back in work after 8 weeks. I had a doctor's note for a month, and then I had a doctor's note for 2 weeks for the operation. And then I went to the doctors, said, you know, I had this operation 2 weeks ago, and he went, oh my God, you can't go back to work. Here's another one for 2 months. Yeah, but, 6 weeks. So I thought, right, that's enough. I had the 6 weeks. It's hard to lie on a sofa and do nothing for 6 weeks, especially when you used to go in the gym and stuff, and can't really do that. But yeah, this week's just going to be a chat about sort of the diagnosis, the operation and the recovery, going back to work. And I'll bring another video of sort of like the aftermath, what would you call it, that? Sort of like what's gone on since and what continues to go on, and what we're dealing with now. And recently I've been speaking to a doctor, and we're looking to have some more blood tests and go down a channel to maybe help me with what we believe might be an after effect of the operation. So you know, we'll get more into that at another time. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, you know, being diligent, checking myself regularly. And I did that. I must have seen it on TV or something, I'm not sure, but, or you know, school or whatever. But I was, from being a kid, it's like every shower, every bath time, I'd check myself. And you know, it's a good job I did, because you know, it basically saved my life. If I'd gone undetected for a long time, I could have died. So you know, that's the message today. Check yourself regularly, and it's not just your testicles, you know. Even blokes, you've got to check your under your arms. You know, breast cancer, women's breast cancer is a big killer, but men get breast cancer as well. So you've got to check that as well, which I do. And you know, if you catch these things early, they're treatable, and you get to, you know, go back to your family and live a normal life again. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there this time. So as always, I know this is like, I talk about Think Thursday being this and that. So listen, legends, think about your personal and mental well-being, because they're connected. Always check on yourself physically. If you have any ailments, lumps or bumps that you're worried about, go and get them seen to straight away. Don't hesitate. And if you've got any issues mentally, get them dealt with and speak to a doctor. We'll talk more about that in the future. So thanks for watching this. Hit the subscribe button and share it if you can, because it might be something someone else needs to hear. And I'll see you in the next one.